Good morning and welcome to Waking Up with Don. It's 6:30 in the morning. And I am still waking up. I'm having my morning sip of coffee here, but I have two lovely ladies here in the studio today, and they're from Unique Mineral Makeup. Yes. I have Sherry Boyle and Kaylee Jackson here today. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, Unique Mineral Makeup, which is sort of like a little tongue twister, I guess.
Say it fast 3 times.
Unique Mineral Makeup. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good at that. How'd you get started in all this? And why is it called mineral makeup?
Okay. Well, I got started through a family member who had discovered the company. Mm-hmm. And when Kaylee first started wearing makeup, we tried mineral makeup first. Mm-hmm. Mineral makeup is a little lighter than...
Despite her natural beauty.
Beauty, yes.
You enhance it even more.
To enhance it even more. We tried mineral makeup, and it does have a very natural look to it. It's not very heavy, and as a mom of a beautiful young girl, I wanted to encourage her to go that route with makeup. So we decided to look into this together.
So it's sort of like a little more natural, I suppose.
It is.
Preservatives, things like that at a minimum?
Yes, most of it's all natural. It can be qualified as all natural if 95% of its ingredients are that, and this company can claim that with all of their products. Some of them are gluten-free, some are vegan, they're cruelty-free, they're never tested on animals, so they're very environmentally aware.
Yeah, so
and
it's
they like
socially conscious, all natural, and
it really is
kind of a cool thing to do. And how do you like that, though, Kaylee? I mean, do you feel better about wearing makeup, knowing that little bunnies weren't tortured making it? I mean,
it's definitely better than bunny torture makeup.
There you go.
Yes. Down with bunny torture makeup. Yes.
Don't want it.
None of that on this set today. Thank you very much. Let me ask you just a parenting question. At what age is it good for young girls to start wearing makeup?
Well,
I mean, I know you're not a therapist or anything, but you're a mom.
And it depends on each young girl and the parents.
Yeah.
But I think that this day and age, they try to wear it very, very young. I'm of the opinion that right around 15 is a good age.
Yeah, and when they're ready, yeah. Because I remember my sisters. I have 2 older sisters. They used to drive me crazy, and they still kind of do.
Well, at least you weren't stealing their makeup.
Yeah. No, I wasn't. Thank goodness for that. No, I wasn't. Oh, no, never mind. But there was that time I was wearing their clothes. No, I wouldn't do that. That's how rumors start. But yeah, girls in the house, always big fun.
Always fun. Oh, yeah.
Fun. And back in the day, before cell phones, they were always fighting over the phone and all kinds of stuff. And clothes.
Oh, yeah. Stealing of the clothes, borrowing of the clothes.
Borrowing of the clothes.
Yeah, I have 3 sisters.
Okay,
so I
you know the deal.
I do. There are 4 girls in our house.
But let's back to makeup in the stream of consciousness conversation. Maybe you can show us how to properly apply makeup and how you would teach your daughter how to use this cruelty-free, all-natural mineral makeup on the other side of this break.
I would love to.
And we'll be right back after your local weather, brought to you by the West Pittman Law Firm, westpittmanlawfirm.com. Welcome back to the show. I have my good friend Sherry Boyle and Kaylee Jackson here from what's it called?
Unique
Mineral
Makeup.
Unique Mineral Makeup. That's the tongue twister again, which is all natural.
Yes.
And torture free.
Torture-free.
Okay. No bunnies were hurt in making this makeup. Now you're going to give us some tips on how to apply makeup to your young daughter or girl.
Yeah,
right?
or yourself. Absolutely.
No,
well, not you, but me.
I'll let Karen do that for me. I don't wear makeup on the show. This is all natural, people.
All natural for you. Excellent. Yeah. Kaylee is wearing a foundation before we got on, and I'm just going to demonstrate how you can contour with powders and the foundation as well. But the mineral makeup is loose powders as opposed to compressed.
Okay.
And you use the brushes and to apply the makeup. This is just going to go over her foundation, and it's a loose powder, and it matches her skin tone. Lift your bangs just for a second. And we're going to go in circles over the foundation that we've already put. And of course, Kaylee was washed and she was moisturized, and we put a little makeup primer on. And all that does is just help with your skincare. The primer helps the makeup adhere since it is a loose powder. And this is, the loose powder is really nice for summer as well. Okay, Kaylee. Because it's not heavy. And you know, in summer we're constantly sweating, and even when we're trying to look nice, and so the mineral makeup works really well.
And it gives it kind of a nice glow, really.
It
you know?
does.
Yeah.
It does. Now I've got
How old are you, Kaylee?
I'm 15.
We all should have 15-year-old skin, but anyway.
I wish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so to contour, I have 2 powders that are 1 shade darker and 1 shade lighter than Kaylee's shade. And that's kind of the one of the tips about putting on your makeup is being able to contour and highlight. And when we contour, we use a darker powder and we contour in places that we want to shadow. So we want to highlight her cheekbones, so we're going to put a little shadow right there. And again, just a little bit in the brush and knocking off the excess.
It still looks very natural, too.
It does. It's very light,
Yeah.
even though it's darker than her normal skin tone. And we do a little bit of contouring up here. You can do this with a bronzer as well if you use a bronzer. Lift that up just a second. We're going to do a little bit on her forehead. All right? And then we're going to do the same thing with the light powder. And for the light powder, these are general tips. Now, every face shape has where you should put these things, but the general tip is that a little triangle of light on your forehead, a little bit of light under your eyes and down the bridge of your nose.
I need a lot of that under my eyes. Yeah.
And a little bit on your chin. And
How
that's
pretty.
it.
How
yeah.
nice. Now, in just a few seconds we have left, how do people get in touch with you? Now, so you can do all the finishing touches
You
here,
can do all
and the
kinds of
fine-tuning, as it were.
But she could go out just like this and look completely natural.
She does look very nice and very pretty,
Yeah.
by the way.
You can add a blusher or eyeshadows.
And how do we find you? How do we get this makeup? How do we get this unique mineral makeup?
Well, you can find
you're
us
showing
on
us.
the internet, www.allthingsunique.com, and that's YOUNIQUE. We're also on Facebook. Facebook page is called All Things Unique.
All Things Unique.
Yes, and you can reach me at my cell phone number, which is 850-624-7115.
All right, well, awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Sherry Boyle, Kaylee Jackson, thank you so much for coming on the show and showing us your
you.
beautiful daughter and making her even prettier, as if that were possible, here on Waking Up with Don. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, I'm David Lovett, and this is your Mad Hatter Minute. Today we're going to talk about fuel economy, gas mileage, how to get better gas mileage. And it's real simple and a real simple thing that you can do at home. There's actually 2 main factors that go into your gas mileage. 1 is a clean air filter, and 2 is proper tire pressure. Your air filter is the first filter on your vehicle. Takes air, fuel, and fire to make your vehicle go. Air comes in through the intake. There's a filter to stop any type of dirt and debris and trash and bugs from getting inside your motor. That filter gets clogged, it gets dirty, and it can't breathe. And when the engine's struggling to breathe, it has to increase the gas ratio, which throws your your air to gas ratios off, and your vehicle doesn't want to run right, and you start losing gas pressure. Check your air filter every time you have your oil change. Have your oil changed every 3,000 miles, and just pop the hood and have your service technician check that air filter. If it's dirty, change it. The second thing that affects gas mileage most is your tire pressure. Look at your tire pressure. You can get a tire gauge, or you can stop at any service station, and they can test your tire pressure. Typically, tire pressure on a passenger vehicle runs roughly right around 35 pounds. If you really want to know the exact pressure, look at your tires. On the tire itself, it'll say 35, max 35 psi. That's the maximum amount of pressure you want to have in your tires. And if you also want to know, you can look on your car, on the pillar, on the inside of the front door. It'll also give the tire pressure. That's the pressure you need to be running at. Running too low makes the tire flat, and it creates drag. So it takes more to start your vehicle running. And the harder it is to run, the more gas that you're going to burn. This has been David Lovett, and this has been your Mad Hatter Minute.
Welcome back to the show. We're going to spend a few minutes with David Powell from Innovations Credit Union. David, what's cooking at Innovations nowadays?
Man, Don, we always got something going on over there at
Yeah.
Innovations. Just trying to spread the message of we got some free checking accounts. We're making all kinds of loans.
Did I hear you say free?
Free checking, Don. It's unbelievable.
That's one of my favorite.
For both
yeah.
individuals and businesses. Something that did just recently, we rolled out a brand new car loan rate at 1.29%.
Wow.
So limited time only, come buy a car, 1.29%.
You are giving cars away over there, aren't you?
Well,
not quite.
almost. But speaking of cars, while we're not in the car business per se of selling them, it turns out we do have a few.
Oh, do you?
That we've secured from some borrowers that didn't want them anymore. And so if you wanted to see what kind of cars we had to offer, well, you can find that on our website.
Really?
innovationsfcu.org.
Innovationsfcu.org. I can fish around in there, and I can find some cars that you guys have.
We've acquired some.
That you acquired some. And
I'd be glad to make a loan for those.
Obviously. Yeah. And I'm thinking it'd be a pretty good price, too, on
Pretty
those
good
cars.
price.
Yeah.
As low as 1.29. Obviously, you have to have qualified credit. And
Certainly.
those kind of things.
Well, that's actually pretty cool. Now, tell me about the credit union. What's the big difference between a credit union and a bank?
Well, credit unions are non-profit, member-owned organizations. You know, when you go down to the credit union, they say you have to be a member of the credit union, and to be a member of the credit union simply means you have to put $5 in a savings account. That establishes your membership. And so to be a member of Innovations Credit Union, you have to live, work, play, worship, volunteer. You have to do some activity in
And by
Bay
law,
County.
you guys are kind of limited as to where you can bank.
In
You're not a
Bay
big
County.
nationwide thing.
Nope.
You're a local, community-based.
We are just in Bay County. So the difference is credit unions are owned by their membership, and banks are owned generally by shareholders, investors.
By corporations.
Like corporations. And so at a bank, they are driven mainly to focus on the enhancement of the value and price of that stock, of their shares.
They have a responsibility to their shareholders.
You'll find that most banks are fee-driven. There's a lot of fees, a lot of charges for little things in most cases. Credit union is very basic. We got free checking. We charge you some interest on some loans, and we're not driven every day to enhance the stock price because we don't have stock. We're driven to provide value and service for our members.
So every member, in a way, is an owner, aren't they?
Every member is an owner, and every member has a say. Every year we have an annual meeting where the membership is invited. We have about 18,000 members. They do not all attend, but some do, and they have opportunity there to get an update about the state of the credit union in terms of our financial condition. They get opportunity to vote on the board of directors, and something you won't find at a bank is the bank customers don't generally go and vote for the board of directors.
No,
for the
they
institution.
don't. They may complain about them, but
so it's a really different setup. We're really focused on providing service for our members.
Now, how big is Innovations? How many branches do you have?
Innovations has 6 branches, obviously all here in Bay County because we're a Bay County credit union. Our corporate home office, where all of our senior officers are and decision making, is on Thomas Drive, that office has been there for 40 years. They're on Thomas Drive across from Navy Base.
Right.
And then we have a branch, well-hidden branch on 23rd Street, right next to Publix, right across the street from your Fox Studios.
That's
here,
right.
Don.
Right. I can stumble right across the street and do some banking right there.
Tucked in a little side street by Publix for your viewers that may not know where that is. And then we have an office downtown on Jinx Avenue, just north of 6th Street. We have a new office in Callaway across from the Super Walmart.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. A new office in Lynn Haven.
That's where I bank.
Right next to Sonny's Barbecue. So I'm sure
Perfect.
you probably saw a little stop there for some depositing and some lunch.
Little plug for Sonny's there.
Yeah. And then we have an office at the west end of the beach, just west of Highway 79, and a little storefront out there. So 6 branches for coverage in Bay County.
So if you live in Bay County, there's a branch near you.
Very, very likely.
Now, if I live outside of Bay County, can I be a member?
You know, there are some ways to be a member. If you work, for example, in Bay County. So if you lived in Washington County and drove into Bay County for work every day, we can certainly qualify you there. It's easy enough.
Well, how do I find out more about it? What's your website?
innovationsfcu.org. You can find us, or you could call 233-4400.
David Powell, thanks a lot for getting us smart on Innovations Credit Union.
You bet, Don.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show, and thanks for sticking with us. We've all heard of the Better Business Bureau, and for many of us, it's kind of a mysterious organization. Like, I'm going to call the Better Business Bureau. Well, I've got someone here who's going to clear up what their mission is and what that means to you, and what it means to you as a business owner. I have Norman Wright here. He is the president of the Better Business Bureau of Northwest Florida. And Norman, thank you for coming on the show, and thanks for coming all the way out from Pensacola.
Well, you're very welcome.
To tell us about it.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk about the Better Business Bureau.
I know we've all heard of the Better Business Bureau, but what exactly is it, and what do they do?
The Better Business Bureau is a nonprofit organization, okay, with the mission of promoting ethics in the marketplace. We are totally funded through the membership dollars that we get from the businesses that meet a set of standards. And primarily how we promote ethics is providing information to the consumer about businesses. Obviously, if a consumer is well informed, they can make better buying decisions and also giving decisions. So that is one of the primary aspects of the BBB, is providing information. Secondary, if things don't work out, obviously we're there as a resource to help with dispute resolution. Okay, we currently process 250 complaints a month, okay? And in most cases we can get these issues resolved. But it's like, you know, we're not pro-consumer, we're not pro-business, we're trying to get the parties together to get the issue resolved.
So you're basically an honest broker between businesses and consumers.
Exactly.
I suppose.
There's sometimes we have to make a decision that is against one of our BBB accredited businesses, and sometimes it's for the consumer. It's a win-win for everyone that is promoting ethics in their marketplace.
What if I have a complaint against a business that's not a member or accredited by the Better Business Bureau? Is there anything you can do for us?
Certainly. We report reports on all businesses, and our reports go from a grade of an A+ down to an F, okay, plus background information on the business, okay, and we report on both members and non-members, or BBB accredited and BBB non-accredited businesses. Okay. So when we receive the complaint, you know, we don't know if this is your best customer or your worst customer. We don't know if it's an ex-spouse or right. You know,
Yeah,
that's the reason all complaints must be in writing. Okay, so we forward that on to the business, asking them for their side of the story. And in most cases, they get back with us and say, hey, I'm sorry, you know, a salesperson made a mistake. Let's get this problem resolved. And then there's other issues that'll come back and say, no, we did what we're supposed to do. The consumer just didn't understand what we were supposed to do.
This is really interesting stuff, Norman, and we've got to run off to a break. I hate to interrupt.
Okay.
But on the other side of that, I want to find out more about this, because
Okay.
I find this really intriguing on this whole dispute resolution mission of the
Right.
Better Business Bureau of Northwest Florida.
Okay.
We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Norman Wright, who is the president of the Better Business Bureau of Northwest Florida. Always have the most interesting conversations during the commercial breaks here, Norman. But I'm learning a lot about the Better Business Bureau.
Well, good.
You don't have to be a member of the Better Business Bureau to get a grade from them.
No, we're reporting on all businesses, okay, whether or not they're a member of the Better Business Bureau or not a member of the Better Business Bureau, or what we refer to now as accredited or non-accredited. Okay? There are 5 BBBs in the state of Florida. We cover Northwest Florida, the 14 counties of Northwest Florida. So we report on most of those businesses in Northwest Florida. And if a consumer wants to check on a furniture store or a hotel or wherever in the country, they can go to bbb.org and find out what is the history on that business. Have they received any complaints? Did they resolve those complaints? And now in most cases you can actually read the complaint that the complainant said, and also you can also read what the business said, what their response is. And what I'd like to point out to a lot of folks is, just because a business has a complaint does not mean it's bad. There are a lot of consumers out there that have unreasonable demands.
Sure.
Okay. So, but when you see both sides of the story, you can make your own decision. Okay. One thing, the BBB does not recommend or endorse any product or service. So we're only providing you the information for you to make a decision. Okay. Then it's up to you. You have to make a decision.
You know, you could go to bbb.org. You can look for a particular location or particular business you're thinking about doing business with.
Right.
And you can see their history of complaints or non-complaints.
Correct.
And whether they're accredited or non-accredited
Right.
by you guys. And I think that's just a really powerful tool for consumers. And we don't even think of doing that. Most of us don't. It's usually just, you know, word of mouth, or, you know,
It is.
or you get caught by an ad on a show like this, maybe. All of my sponsors, of course, are very, very ethical. But you know what I'm saying? It's a great, great tool.
It'd be surprised, even back when Hurricane Ivan hit, and we had a lot of outsiders come in. We had a lot of outsiders with good reputations. And then we had locals that all of a sudden ended up with bad reputations. So you never know
Who's who.
Who's who. A lot of times it's free. Just go to the website, you know,
For consumers now,
check it out.
What about businesses? What's the advantage? And we only got about 30 seconds left. Should every business be a member of the Better Business Bureau?
I will not say that every business is eligible for one. Okay, there's that set of standards, and there's a lot of businesses that apply that are not eligible. Every now and then we get a business that becomes BBB accredited. They do not live up to the standards. The board of directors have to revoke their accreditation. But there's certainly a number of benefits that businesses seek and enjoy while they're BBB accredited.
So you can walk into a business, you'll see that little BBB sign there, and you know they have met a set of standards.
That is correct.
And you're in relatively good hands.
That is correct.
Norman Wright, thank you so much for coming all the way out from Pensacola and getting us smart on a Better Business Bureau. Thank you,
Glad
sir.
to do it, Don.
And you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you so much.
You've been watching Waking Up with Don. We'll see you next time.